Hello everyone, welcome to my Incidents Covering Major Crimes, Season 6, Episode 4, entitled Sanctuary City, Part 4. Happy Thanksgiving! Yeah. This episode was written by Ralph Gifford and directed by Sharon. This episode picked up directly where the last one left off, but we'll get to that in the personal parts. In the case part, we had the boys able to be interviewed by Crimes Unit. What we also had was Sharon suggest that they bring in Dr. Joe to essentially draw things out of some of the young men, especially the one that may or may not have killed his stepfather and maybe mentally and verbally abused by his actual biological father. That kind of went down. We didn't find out a lot in terms of that. We just saw him pull out the emotion. They were watching in the media room, but they couldn't listen. So they saw that he was able to elicit the emotion. Again, Diabetes Kid's dad was acting super shady. And at the end of the episode, they find him dead, having either killed himself or somebody killed him in his office. That's looking more and more like a homicide because they said he had like a bruise on his head, but it's looking like it might be an OD kind of situation, so I don't know. And they found Oxycontin on Diabetes Boy in some of the injection areas in his blood work. Next week's gonna be a doozy. On the personal front, because we picked off directly after the end of last episode, we had Sharon being rushed to the emergency. It was really beautiful, all of the emotion that went into that moment, because you could hear Amy's voice trembling, like she's like, something's not right. You could hear Andy going, Sharon, 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 and you could, just everybody, they captured it very nicely. When they get to the hospital, it was nice to see Andy try to push his way through, going, I'm her husband, flashing his badge and things like that. After everything goes down and they kind of stabilize her and get her comfortable, it's Rusty and Andy in the personal room with her. Provenza comes in. He's so excited to see her, that she's okay, which is so funny. You look now how excited he is to see that she's, I don't know, not dead. And you look at when they first started, how much of a change they went through, because he couldn't stand her when they first started. So that was really nice to see that. We found out that Sharon has something called cardiomyopathy, which is where the chambers of the heart get enlarged and things like that. And she was talking about like a virus within her pericardium, but that is something completely different. It also includes shortness of breath and leg swelling, but obviously Mary has amazing legs, so they're not going to do that. There's really no way for them to do the swelling legs part, but the shortness of breath she was able to pull off pretty well. But it was nice to see some really tender Sharon and Andy moments, and then they had a really great one back at the house. She's been discharged after they go to the office to just essentially for her to catch up. She doesn't want to miss the interviews with these young men. We have a moment where she's looking in the mirror. A lot of people said that it was like a throwback to BSG days, episode that was at the end of the 4th season called Daybreak. I absolutely could see it. But it was nice to see how she essentially was able to put nervous aspect and the I'm tired aspect all into one. And even just through a look, she's like, do I need to keep doing this? How far am I going to go before I just don't do this anymore? Meaning work, meaning in general. All she needed was that one look, and she got it. And then they had a great scene afterwards. We haven't had any real Sharon and Andy moments this season, apart from him telling her they gotta go somewhere. It's her telling him exactly what the doctor said about the cardiomyopathy, and her saying, I think we should postpone the wedding, like you need to be sure that this is what you want. He's like, no, I'm in for the long haul, like I love you, we're gonna get through this together, I'm not leaving now because you're sick. That's the opposite of what I want. And it was really, really beautiful. Like, I just can't say enough about it. Oh god, it was just so on point. And it was something that I think as Sharon and Andy in relationship fans, or Shandy as it's called, it was really nice to see that for a change, because we just, like I said, we haven't seen it all season. And even though we're only 4 episodes in, it's still 4 episodes in, you know? Like, they could have done something. A touch, a handhold, a cuddle, a hug, something. We also had really nice part with Rusty, her telling Rusty what was going on. A lot of people don't like Rusty, and I love Rusty, especially with the relationship between he and Sharon. I think they portray that very, very well. And then them talking about the wedding, and who does he bring up? Who does he bring up? Oh god, what's his name? What's his name? Oh, of course he brings up Gus. And it's not even that I don't like the actor or anything like that. The actor's great. I have no problem with the actor. I just have a problem with the entire relationship. I just think it was almost forced, and I think it could have been portrayed better. Like, it was just like an afterthought. Oh, Rusty's gonna be gay. Okay, make Rusty gay. That's fine, whatever. And then, oh, he needs a boyfriend. What other guys in this that he could possibly do? Can't use Buzz. Too old. That's a lot what it felt like. Apparently Gus is on the invitations. Well, he already RSVP'd to the wedding, but it was 3 months ago, and Rusty is like, I don't think he's going to show up. At least I hope he doesn't show up. And I don't care. I don't care about Gus. I don't care about Rusty and Gus. I don't care. I don't care. It just felt like a really solid episode as a whole. And I appreciate it as a whole and not just certain parts of it. Just all of it together worked very, very well. I liked the Sharon and Andy moments that we've needed. I liked seeing how excited Provenza got when he saw that Sharon was okay. And how worried he was in the actual murder room, freaking out at these FBI agents like, you betrayed us. Threw their boxes everywhere. You need to get out of this office and don't ever come back. Telling the chief, like, you need to tell them to go because they betrayed our trust and all this other stuff. And it was done in a way that, like, you can see the frustration on his face and the worry for Sharon. I didn't like that there were still some loose ends, but I know they have to save it because there's a 5th episode of this 5-parter. I'm not looking forward there only being 1 episode left of this 5-parter, but then I am at the same time because that means we only have 5 episodes left. I'm definitely not looking forward to 5 episodes left ever. Dislikes. You all know exactly what I'm going to say. 3-letter word, 3-letter name that keeps getting mentioned and no one cares about. That name's Gus. I don't care if Gus RSVP'd. I don't care he and Rusty haven't talked. I don't care if he's getting the salmon. I don't care. So if you're going to keep mentioning him as the only real storyline Rusty has, as well as Stro, who I also don't like, you're really not going to get much of a response from me on that front. I am curious about the father dying, and I can't see that he'd have something to do with his son's death. I think the oxycodone, that being the drug that aided in his son's demise, is something that really triggered him. I'm rating this episode a 9. We had great moments between Sharon and Andy. We had great moments between Sharon and Provenza, even though it was super short and super sweet, and that's all we needed. We didn't need long, drawn-out things. We needed Sharon and Andy time. We needed Sharon time. We need her to be able to show her acting chops. You don't hire someone like Mary McDonnell just to put him on a pedestal and say, here, look what we have. Here's this thing of Gogies, go squeeze, applesauce. Beautiful. If someone says, well, can we eat it? No, I just want you to look at it. Tell me how great it is. I'm not actually going to let you have it. For the record, it was very good. Much like Mary McDonnell's acting. Any actor who can portray and convey 3 to 5 different emotions and feelings with just a look is a hell of an actor. You have to wonder, why did they wait so long? You should have given her something a long time ago. Like this storyline right here with the cardiomyopathy should have been weighing on her for the past couple seasons. It could have been showing up again this season, but you should have given this to her back in season 3 or season 4. Even though you had the whole thing with Andy having health issues, which I thought for her to also have health issues, it's going to end one of 2 ways. So I'm going to go into predictions right here. It's going to go one of 2 ways. You're going to have her retire because of this disease and she realizes she needs to take better care of herself and lessen the stress load, or you're going to kill her off. Neither of which we want to see happen. I mean, I guess if you're going to have her retire, that's a whole different thing. You can't kill her off. That's the only thing, and that's what I really think they're doing with this. Because you give her a disease that can go either way. It can be super dangerous really quickly, or it can lag for years. And that's how they're talking about this one, but like I said, this could have been something brought up seasons ago. Next week, we have the wedding. We have Sharon and Andy's wedding. And we have Olivia Mel, Mary's actual daughter, singing at said wedding. I'm really excited because she's a great singer. And I saw the pictures. I saw the pictures and they're gorgeous. And I can't wait to see it all in action. And hopefully they really make it about them. I hope it's just not a throwaway to close the episode out. Join me next week for episode 5 of season 6 entitled Sanctuary City Part 5. It's going to be weird having a different set of episodes after that one. 5 more to go. Like it. This is late, I know, and I apologize in advance. I had some stuff going on, I still do. But, one day at a time. Maybe we can con stuff into, like, writing books or something. Wouldn't that be nice? Like, what if Sharon and Andy just break off and pretend they're, like, heart to heart and, like, go and solve crimes together as a married couple? I think I'm stumbling on something here. I should call people.